We are back, guys. So we took a little break from YouTube. Things were crazy around here, just bike builds and shows and just timelines, pressure, whatever. It's done, over with, moving on. So, with that said, you guys have asked over the years for, bike walk around, breakdown videos explaining bikes that we've built, that type of deal. So I figured for our first video, it would only make sense that we break down the first bike that I ever built. So with that said, I want to introduce you to the Hill Country Heat. This is a very, very special bike to me, and I'm very, very thankful, grateful, and excited to always see it come into the shop for, service, minor upgrades, whatever we might want to change on it. Just overall, be able to make sure that, she's running great and fluids are good. And so this one started off as an 85 FXR, came out of Florida, and the story on it is pretty slick. So the customer had at the time another FXR. He reached out to me over the internet, asked me if I would be interested in some service work on it, change fluids, service, simple things. So that's what we did. He mentioned that he had another FXR at the time that was sitting at another shop that he was waiting for, some restoration style rebuild work to get done to. And so he was asking if I'd be interested in taking the project over. Of course, I, without hesitation, said yes. And so the customer originally bought this bike off of eBay, I believe sight unseen, like he never saw it in person, obviously. He just kind of saw it on the internet. And flew out to Florida, bought it, and then rode it all the way to Texas. And that's, I guess, when he parked it at the other shop. And so he brought it in, and I stripped it down, repowder coated the frame. Of course, everything was super rusty and pitted. And so that's kind of where we started. I didn't want to mess with the paint. I knew that it would be pretty cool to kind of keep that. So I had it restored, had it touched up, everything re-cleared and all that good stuff. And then, it was time to talk about the motor. On an 85, it's got the tapered shaft on the transmission. So you've got that really funky clutch setup, starter setup with the solenoid. God, I can't speak today. So we found this new old stock Evo motor. It was actually a Harley crate motor. Not a reman, I don't believe, based off of the number on the motor. Came out of a chopper shop up north that had been sitting in a crate. He had it sent to me and then slapped it in the bike. So we also kept it kind of period correct with the Super Trap exhaust, which I absolutely love. Ended up putting that race cone on there, so it's got the open, muffler on there. And then, of course, upgrading the braking. These are blonde calipers off of a bagger, like a Harley bagger. So Road King, Road Glide, Street Glide, that kind of deal. They did them certain years and upgraded the front end to a 2000 and up style lowers with Race Tech and the suspension up front. Of course, we had to go with some all chrome Batubos in the rear. And I kept a lot of the original kind of accessories. So like this is the original sissy bar. So it's got some kind of wear and tear on it, which I believe is perfect for this bike. Same with the tail light cover. Like I mentioned, this one we called Hill Country Heat. If you don't know already, Easy Rider Cycles, the shop here. I started in my garage. That's where I built this bike. And we are in Texas, in the Hill Country. It's beautiful today, a little chilly, but sun's out. So I figured, let's pull this baby out. It's here for some service work, just an oil change. Nothing too crazy. And then I figured I'd kind of show you guys the bike. It has the bare knuckle pawl axles. It's got Baker internals for the transmission. It's got the Barnett extra plate kit on the clutch. And of course, we upgraded the hand controls to the 96 and up, so we can get that, clean look. The bike was completely rewired with a Moto Gadget M unit, so really super clean, kind of the latest and greatest. The customer and me really don't like covers, so like, on the pulley, for example, that is a solid chrome pulley, no cover over like a cast pulley. Same for the headlight bucket, eyelid, whatever you want to call it. It originally had a cover on it because we couldn't find one. We recently found one, swapped it out. Just overall a really clean, classy, kind of what they would look like back in the day. Tough guy, accessory bike. So kept the original style seat look, but again, Mustang, super, super comfy. The customer actually really rides this bike. This isn't just like a park it up and stare at it type of deal. We put an EV27 cam in it. It's got the Mikuni carburetor on it. Just, really clean. The rims and a lot of the accessories that are on the bike were out of my collection that I had kind of over the years going, that I thought would just fit the bike. So these wheels are off of a anniversary FXR. Figured they'd look perfect on this thing. Held them up. Called the customer and was like, hey, you want to try these wheels out? And he was like, sure. I think it looks killer. So does he. So, yeah, like I said, just super clean. If you have any questions about anything we've done on this bike, feel free to comment below, shoot me a message, email, whatever you want to do. A lot of these parts are on our website, easyridercycle.com. If you want to get a bike done, holler at us. We're here in Austin, Texas, and love to work with you. So, yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking it out. And see you guys on the next one.